school, and I got to vote. They're not there yet.
Well, one issue that both candidates have really embraced is the idea of the consent decree, right? Do you all out there, and again, another show of hands, do you think the consent decree is going to make a difference?
It's a start.
Nothing.
It's a start.
Good start.
Depends on if it's enforced.
Yes. Mary Mitchell, what do you think?
I would go with it's a start, but I want to see how they enforce it. I'm really going to make sure that they're going to do what they say.
The monitor.
Because some of the things require. That's a test.
On the monitor.
I mean, I think that we have seen so many different decrees, so to speak, that's gathering dust. And the violence against black people by rogue cops still exists. So I think
I'm hopeful. There's a lot of accountability and a lot of eyes and a lot of very highly activated groups who are watching this. So I think it's harder to evade working on the consent decree. So I'm a little bit more hopeful that this one will take place.
I think it is, and I think one of the things we have to stop doing is, as soon as we try to push for something, then as soon as we get it, we say that sucks. I think that everything is a compromise and it's a work in progress. So I do think it's a start. Do I think it's the panacea to everything? No. But I believe it's a start, and if we don't at least attempt to begin to give it a try and implement the things in it, if we start by saying, oh, it ain't nothing, well, guess what? It's not going to be anything. I think you have hit it on the head in saying that we all have a responsibility to be diligent and to stay on top of it and to keep expanding and keep going.
All right, let's go back to the
Let's get Randy.
We've got a question over here.
Good evening. I'd like to continue to build on the comments that you just made about this season of win-win and some of what is going on with perhaps the millennials and the community feeling a little deflated. We believe that we are in a win-win right now and that we need to nudge our neighbor. This has been, a long resiliency, but the truth of the matter is we have the bases loaded for a grand slam in a way that we have never before. It is broader than the victory of the two women in terms of having the first female mayor. It is broader than that. It is a reflection of the resiliency and in some cases the policy and understanding of people like President Preckwinkle, who has acknowledged that probably the two major issues of our time are both health care and criminal justice reform. So when we have now watched the Democratic Party, Cook County, load these bases with not only a Raul, a Kim Fox, a Tim Evans, a Sheriff Dart, let's finish it. We are not about, at this point, to not help the millennials, and I think you just made some very cogent observations. The resilience that we understand as a black community recognizes that this is not what we're calling like the crosstown classic, where we're like, this is uptown and downtown. This is a World Series hit that, particularly in terms of criminal justice reform, we have got to have the faith to finish. The things that we are talking about in our community, where the black man is missing, where black households are suffering, when we're talking about our key agenda items, what you're saying, Mary Mitchell, about what happens on April 3rd. We think that we have got to stop this deflate, nudge your neighbor, let them know we are in a Grand Slam World Series event. The whole world looks at Chicago as it relates to prison. We sent a governor to prison who said, I won't put another innocent man in jail. I won't kill another innocent man at a prison. So what is going on with Chicago being this punching bag? We have two progressive candidates. The Sun-Times and the Tribune ran side by side. We saw they were two on the same coin. So at this point, why do we feel feel that we cannot have a win-win.
Have
Our
both of them.
campaign says 2 on 5. It means we want to vote Lori, hold Tony. We want to hit, and why should we not think that we can't have this win? We have earned it, we have put these people in position, and the best person to send a message to the Democratic Party to say we will not be taken for granted, have the faith to finish, happens to be the same person who is the chair of the Democratic National Committee for Illinois and Cook County. Send that message. She's the best water carrier that we have. And right now, what we expect her to do, and I know that she will do, we've been waiting for a kingmaker. Carl West said it. We got a queen. And at this point, like her, not like her, the bottom line, we need to have the grand slam. This is a victory that this community needs to recognize. Your voice is your vote. If you want to sit home and say there is no choice, believe that. Believe that, and you will look up, and John P. Daly will be chairing Cook County. Cook County represents for us the Board of Elections. It represents Cook County Hospital. It represents the jail. It represents the land bank. Those are our issues. We want to have the person to finish.
Okay, but
We want economics. We want money. It cures most problems. We want money. It cures most problems. Where's the economics of it all?
let's go to one more person, and then we're gonna go back to the cards.
Come on, Randy.
Good evening. How are you all?
Straighten it out, Randy.
Yeah. My name is Randy. Excuse me. Good. My name is Randy Evans. I'm a researcher. Been doing research for over 30 years. I just want to raise a few quick points, and I agree with many of the comments, statements made by the previous, participants. I think they have some very valid points. But what I want to raise with you all is concerning, Mary Mitchell, when you said that, where's the plan? We haven't seen the plan in terms of trying to force black people out of the city of Chicago. When you can go to the University of Chicago, they have a master plan. I was given a copy of the master plan by a graduate student from the University of Chicago over 15 years ago. So it's quite clear. As a matter of fact, the group that participated in the plan is the Southeast Chicago Commission, which is the land acquisition arm of the University of Chicago. And it was headed by E.G.L. Johnson. And then you got the Medical Center Commission, which is the land acquisition arm of the University of Illinois, where I worked for almost 40 years. I just retired back in 2017 from the University of Illinois. As a matter of fact, I gave you some information back in 2015 about the problems going on in the University of University of Illinois, but we never got a chance to interface. But I want to be real quick concerning, I think the real problem is that we have to deal with is the issue of white supremacy, racism, institutionalized white privilege. That is the real issue. That is the real issue that has to be addressed by people, because you have people who feel that black people don't count in Chicago as well as elsewhere, and that our issues are irrelevant. And that is part of the problem. Our issues have been ignored. Not that we don't protest, etc. It's just our issues are ignored by whites and others, especially Rahm Emanuel. So it's quite clear that these people are different to the suffering of black people as well as working class people. So we have to address that issue, white supremacy, racism, institutionalized white privilege, as well as the disparity in terms of resources, the distribution of resources, where the white community, the northwest side, southwest side, that are predominantly white, get most of the resources. And then black people and others have to fight for whatever the crumbs, and that is the issue. And I think that Mays and both many of y'all raised some really critical points. But I want to mention something to you, Mark Brown, concerning your preamble earlier concerning this whole majority-minority thing. We were the majority of the city of Chicago until up until September 2001, according to the Municipal Reference Library. I have the information right here, and I can share it with you. Black people were the majority. As a matter of fact, you all are still a minority. White folks are still a minority, because if you include black people, Asians, Latinos, unless Latinos, Mexicans identify with whites, okay, and which I know numbers do, the Teotihuacan element of the Mexican and Latino community. But you are not the majority. You just have to be clear about that. There is a browning and blackening of America and a yellowing of America. So we have to be quite clear, and reddening. of America. So we have to be quite clear about that. But I'm saying, the point I want to raise, and I'm not going to go on and on because I'm going to kind of cut it short. But I just want to agree with what Mays is doing. I think that it's important that as black people, we have a right to raise critical issues with our candidates, and we should have individuals try to stifle or try to stop us from articulating our position on certain issues. Yet, even though people, I want to say they have problems with it, that is their problem. Because you don't tell white folks, you don't tell Asians, you don't tell Latinos, no, you cannot talk about ABC, but they put a muzzle on black people when we try to address certain issues.
Go ahead, Randy.
Randy, I appreciate your comment. I just think one thing we have to do as black people is we gotta stop jumping in this people of color pie. We keep jumping in this people of color pie, and then when the chop comes out, then it works like this. We say we're all people of color and we all go into the room together. Then the Asians get the most because they can do the engineering and all that. Then it comes the white women, first is white women, then Asians, then Latinos, and then what you find is like at the state of Illinois, black people doing 0.76% of the state's business, while we talking minority and people of color. We gotta start talking about black issues specifically.
Excuse me for a second. I'm not talking about the Clunas and people of color. I don't believe that either. Okay, so I'm going to be clear about that. I don't want you to take that and kind of bleed it into what I'm saying, because I've been asked. I work with Steve Copeland. Okay,
You got it, brother. Gotcha.
Go ahead, Capricorn, brother.
Is there Mr. Hassan Al-Amin? Did I pronounce that correctly? Right there. All right. You've got economic development on the brain, which is a good topic.
Are you going to read his statement, or did you want him to make it?
Well, I can read. I mean, he's got a four-pronged question. Economic development, South Suburban Airport, more contracts for blacks, and more blacks on the CPD and the Chicago Fire Department. So those are his 4 priorities. And then a potential solution to the problem is to bring back the trades in high school. And bring in more
This thing is showing
manufacturing.
that it's out, but it still seems like it's recording. I'm hoping it is.
Yes. Excuse me. I have 2 quick points. I'm a cop for 24 years.
Now,
In regards to the consent decree, they have established more training for us. We have a training for a whole week for it's called Crisis Intervention Team, where we learned how to deal with so-called mental patients. Instead of always want to bring out our guns, then we have to carry tasers. So that's one.